Welcome to today's workshop. Today we're going to be doing a workshop entitled Youth Empowerment Workshop. This workshop is presented by Madam Tess, that's me, and the funding and support to make this workshop possible has been provided by Peace and Madam Tess Girls Academy. So what are we going to be talking about? Today's topic is youth empowerment. So we're going to define youth empowerment, why youth empowerment matters, areas and forms of youth empowerment, the role of various stakeholders and community support in youth empowerment, and the challenges and solutions for youth as they face. And I say youth generally, although we have girls here today, this message is for girls and boys, but today we're talking directly in this presentation to girls. So, what is youth empowerment? It's about many different things. It's about uh, young people, non-adults younger than a certain age. We typically want to say 24, 25 in that age range and younger. It's about knowing that you matter. It's about believing you can do something with your life. That's so important. Like, do you honestly believe you're going to be great? You should. If you're not your biggest fan, if you're not celebrating you more than anybody else, then who's going to do it? You have to believe in you, even if no one else does. It's about taking action, not just dreaming. I love that. What does that mean? It is saying to you, okay, it's great to have good ideas and thoughts, but you actually have to then do something and really do it. Youth empowerment definition. Youth empowerment means understanding your value, building your confidence, using your voice to make good change choices and create change. So when you're empowered, you know I am somebody. And then because you have that confidence that I'm somebody, I'm valuable, I matter, you are bold enough to then go out into the world and feel strong about being able to solve problems and face challenges. And then you use your voice, your ability to do that and to make choices in life that make your life better and the world around you better. That change that you're creating is a positive change. Why youth empowerment matters. Youth empowerment matters because young people are not just the future, you are the present. You are learning today so that you will lead the world tomorrow. You are learning math today so that you can handle the finances of a business, of a government, of a family tomorrow. You are learning today a skill so that you will use that skill in the world tomorrow. You are learning how to treat people and how to build relationships so tomorrow the world can be more peaceful. Your ideas can solve problems today, though. Although you are the future, you're the present. You can do something right now. There are things and problems and challenges. Some of the people you know, they don't know how to use social media. They don't really know how to use TikToks and all these things. And you know ways that maybe are more modern that maybe some of the next generation doesn't know, and you can use those. Maybe you see somebody, all the work they do, they're still writing, but you know how to use computers. You can come into a school, into an organization, into a community meeting and say, hey, let me take these records and I'm going to put them in a way that you use technology and you can see things. Your energy can build stronger communities. When young people grow, the whole country grows. The better you are, the better Sierra Leone will be. Sierra Leone needs young, strong, focused, and confident young people. Uh, So how does youth empowerment show up? Forms of youth empowerment. One, you discover your strengths. You may be good with your hands, you may be good with your mind, or you may be good with your voice. Your hands, you know how to cook, you can plant hair, you know how to grow something from the earth. Your mind, you can look at a problem and figure out solutions. You can listen to people and hear what they say and help them to understand themselves better or to resolve conflict. Or you just have really ability to learn really quickly and take in information and use it. Or your voice. Maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a great speaker, maybe you're the bold person that speaks up and defends others, maybe you're the voice of reason, you give wise advice to people. Some of you are leaders, others of you are builders, others are thinkers. We need you all. Being a leader means you live by an example where you can guide and direct people, but also the way you live, people want to follow it. Some of you are builders. You build relationships. You build actual structures. You build communities. You bring together what is needed to create something that isn't there. And others are you are great thinkers. Some of you are going to solve the science problems of today. Some of you are going to use engineering to solve the bridges of today. Some of you are going to think thoughts and create a whole new concept. That's your strength. Whatever you have to discover what your strength is, because there's something in you. And while you are a youth, we want you to find that so that you can begin to build on it and make it better so that you're able to use it in the future. Your strength is your starting point, knowing the thing that you're good at. So I want you to just, over the next few days, ask yourself, what am I really good at? And one of the ways you can do that is, what do people always ask you to do? What do people always come to you for? What is the thing you're looking at and you do it and it's so easy to do. It seems like everybody else is hard for them, but for you, it's really easy. That's part of your strength. And I really want to encourage you, don't compare yourself. Focus on what you can do. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Your thing is still valid. It doesn't even matter if there are 10 people doing the same thing. What you're doing is still good. But really, comparison is the worst thing to do. In our first example, you're good with your hands, you're good with your mind, and you're good with your voice. All of them are a part of the body. The body doesn't fight itself. The hand and the voice are not fighting each other. They work together to create harmony. The mind helps the hands to move, the mind helps the voice to move. They work together in harmony. So what other people do, you want to see it and acknowledge it and see how you can work in harmony with them, but don't use what they are and who they are and how good they do a thing to measure yourself up against it and decide if you are good or bad compared to someone else. Part of empowerment is already knowing that you are good. And even if you have to learn something more than someone else, it doesn't make you less than. Comparison is not good for you. So the other thing, a form of youth empowerment, is you gain power through education and skills. Reading, writing, and understanding are powerful tools. Skills like tailoring, carpentry, farming, technology, and business matter. Learning gives you options. I'm going to say that again. Learning gives you options. The more you know, the more doors are open to you. If you know how to use a computer, you know how to tailor, and you know about farming, you can put those together to make something. Or tailoring and a business, you can put something together. Farming and business. I'll give you a great example. I was just looking at it the other day. Some people are selling groundnut paste, right? So they know how to farm it and make it. They know how to use technology to put it on social media. So while I'm always thousands of miles away from them, I'm able to see it. And then they know how to produce it and package it and put a price to it to sell it to me so that they're earning money. So the more they've got, because they know how to farm, they have not only something to sell, but they own. Because they use technology, they don't just have to sell it right in their neighbors around them. And because they're going to sell it with business mind, they are now knowing how to make profit. The more you know, the more doors open for you. Another form of youth empowerment is having confidence to create opportunities. You can start small, you can sell small things, you can help others, you can learn one of those trades or a different trade. You know, we're girls. Maybe you'll know how to do hair, maybe you know makeup, maybe you know eyelashes, maybe you know how to paint fingernails, maybe you know how to listen to girls' problems and give them advice, right? But you say, well, wait a minute, what if I don't have those? I'm not that kind of girl. I don't have those type of skills. That's okay too. You could do something selling small, but I have to have the startup money to sell. Yes, you could if you want to sell retail. But what if you said, I'm really good with English? Why don't I go around to parents who have kids in SS1 and SS2, and I'm going to be their tutor or a tutor to help them read their books with them so their English improves. What about if I'm really good at English, so I'm going to go to the nursery moms and I'm going to say, I'm going to practice ABCs with your child and you're going to pay me. Start small to learn something. Learn a trade. You go around and you find a business that you like. Hey, would you mind if I come to your shop? You don't have to pay me. I just want to learn it. Teach me how to do this. Use what is around you. That's a community resource, a business, a market. Can I come and help you twice a week so I can learn from you? Think about solving problems people face every day. What is something in your neighborhood that or in the community, in the village? This is just a challenge. Now, I'm not talking about electricity, although if you can solve that, I think you'll be rich. But I'm just saying, whatever that is, look for small things that you can do, even as a teenager. Many successful people started with very little. So, all of that is great, right? But you got to know that your voice matters. You got to know that when you want to say something, it's okay to say it. Now you have to be respectful and you have to be confident. Respectful is sometimes you want to stand up for what is right when somebody else is doing the wrong thing. And there might be an adult or they might be the person in charge, maybe an older sibling. You can tell them when they're wrong, but you have to do it in a way that's respectful for you, the person, and the family. You have to be able to speak and use your voice confidently. I don't want any of you. If somebody asks you your name, you should not be like, my name is. No, you're supposed to say, hi, my name is Madam Tess. I'm happy to meet you. Be excited about being you. Share your ideas that can help your school or community. Don't think, I'm the kid, the teacher should know. I'm only young, I don't know, they know, or I'm not that rich, nobody wants to hear from me. I don't have connections. I didn't have this type of education, so I shouldn't say anything. Just because none of that matters, you still can have a good idea. Stand up against what's wrong in a wise and respectful way. So once you see something happening and you know it is not right, somebody is spying on exams, you might not want to say it right then and there in front of them, but you might want to report it. If you know a girl is sneaking off to be with a boy that she shouldn't be doing stuff with, you need to speak up and say something, but you don't go around gossip to everybody to ruin ruin her reputation. So you use your voice to speak against wrong, but in not in a way that hurts people, unless there's a situation where that person is really hurting you. Leadership starts with using your voice. You got to know that your voice matters. You got to be bold enough to speak the truth, but you also have to be kind enough to speak it with respect. The role of community and support. No one succeeds alone. I don't care who you are, what you're doing, you cannot make it in this world on your own. There's always going to be someone who's helped you out. Today, whoever brought you to this program is helping you out. And because you're going to gain this knowledge and have this experience, your life is going to be improved for it. And it might be useful even in your future. So community and support help can come in a lot of ways, but I think some of the most important ones are that you have people who will guide you. You're young. You still have many things to learn. You have many things to experience. And when you learn and experience them, you might have questions, or even before you learn to experience. For example, when you wanted to pick your stream, you had to talk to some teachers and parents, and maybe even mentors to decide which stream you wanted to go into as you move into education. So teachers, parents, and mentors can be guides. Yes, can your friends be a guide? But most of the time, they don't have more experience than you. So if you stop at people only in your age group, then there's some advice and wisdom that you can miss out on by talking to people older than you. But there is also value in talking to friends. Learn from people who are doing well. So if you see somebody, they're always at the top of the class, ask them, what do your study notes look like? Can I see your notebook? When you go home, what do you study? If you see a business that's very, very successful, or a nurse, or whatever thing you want to do, go talk to them. You can ask them if you can help them. If they say no, you ask them, can I spend an hour with you once a week? I just want to ask you questions, and I want you to tell me about what it means to be in this career, what it means to be a wife, what it means to be a big sister. Whatever that thing is, remember, the more you know, the more opportunities you have. Ask questions. Don't be afraid. I really want to just take a minute on this one, because so many times people ask questions. I don't know how many times I could count. I wish I can't even count it, I should say, where people, I will say to them, do you understand? Do you know? And they will say yes, and they do not understand. They will say yes, and they do not understand. And then when they go do the thing, they didn't do it right. And why does that happen sometimes? Because sometimes people have told us, if you ask a question, it means like you're not that smart. You should know the answer. And so sometimes we get afraid to ask a question because we think we might look stupid. We think people are going to think we're stupid. We're not right. So we don't want to ask questions. Or we think people might laugh at us. So we don't want to ask questions. Or we think people will judge us badly. So we don't want to ask questions. But the only way you're going to learn is if you ask questions. And if you want to, you use the people that are guiding you, that you trust. You can ask them, especially people who really love and genuinely care about you. They want you to be successful, and they understand one of the ways you're going to be successful is when you have more information. The adults are not mind readers. We cannot get inside your head and know what you're thinking. So, sometimes we want to help you, but we don't always know how to help you. And so when you ask questions, it lets us know what you're thinking, and then we're able to help you more. Support. your friends and doing positive things. We often tell you to stay away from bad kids and bad friends and bad influences. But the other side of that is stay around good people. And when your friend is doing something good, support them. Maybe your friend gets an opportunity to do something that you don't get. Here's a great example. You who are in this workshop, each of you knows at least one person that could have enjoyed this workshop, but they're not here. Now they should be supporting you, but now you can also support them in doing positive things by taking this information back to them, what you've learned today, so that they can then know it too. Challenges are part of the journey. No life is without challenges. Difficulties will come, but they do not define you. They are not everything. So I really want you to just stay positive. If you see that, stay positive. I want you to stay positive. Can you take a moment? I just want you to say it out loud. Stay positive. I'm going to stop talking. I want you to say it. Go ahead. There you go. Stay positive. It's such an important thing. You decide if you want to have a bad mood or not. Life has challenges. I will not tell you otherwise. Difficulties will come, but they don't have to define you. Maybe right now you face a lack of resources or opportunities. There's not enough jobs, not enough schools, not enough money, not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. That doesn't mean it's going to always be that way. And that doesn't mean that's all there are. And I want to say this very simply. Maybe people say you come from the family that's the poor family, or maybe your family doesn't have certain connections, or maybe your family doesn't have certain living conditions. And so people look down at you, people look at you differently. What you have, what you own, and who you know does not totally make you up who you are. You are valuable because God created you. You have a talent, a gift, a skill, an ability, and you can be more than your surroundings. You can be more than your environment. You can be more than your opportunities. You can have integrity. You can be kind. You can be generous. You can be friendly. These are things that help to define a true personal character that is good. And they have nothing to do with what you own, where you live, or who you know. Now, let me say this. You may fail sometimes. It's okay. Everybody, there's not anybody, maybe, Jesus himself, okay? But other than that, every human failed at some point. It's all right. If you fail, you learn. And you keep, even when you fail, you learn. When you take your exam and they come back with the red and these are the questions wrong, now you know the way that you thought was the right way to do it isn't. So now you've learned. Yes, you might have failed that exam, but now with that paper, you now know that's not how you do algebra. You now know that's not how you spell that word. You now know that was and then you'll know the right answer. And so the next time you will do better. That is the good thing about failure. If you take time to look at why you failed, you will learn something and do better. What matters the most is that you keep going. You start a business, the business fails. You don't quit and say, I'm never going to start a business again. You started school, you ran out of money, you feel like you got too old, you feel like you're not smart enough, you keep going. And I want to say this. Think about making a pot of sauce, something. I don't know, cassava leaf, that's one of my favorites. And you're cooking and you got all the ingredients and you start and you finish up and you start to taste it. Hey, it doesn't taste the way you think it should. Something's wrong with it, right? Then you look around your cooking area and you say, oh, I forgot to put the fish in. I forgot to put the salt in. I forgot to put the Maggie in. No wonder this stuff is not right. No wonder I missed and made some mistakes along the process. Along the journey, I did some things that weren't right, and now it didn't turn out right. This is not the correct dish. I failed at it. Does that mean now you're never going to make cassava leaf again? Are you going to say, "Ah, I messed up. Now I can't eat that anymore. I won't make that again"? No, but sometimes you do that in other areas in your life. Oh, I went to school and I didn't pass. I quit school. I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to. Oh, I believe that we could go to college, but my parents don't have the money. Okay, I'm not going to. Oh, I started a business, but then something went wrong with the business. Oh, I was farming, and then something happened to my farm. I will never farm again. That's how some of you are. Oh, I was working, I had some friends and they betrayed me. They didn't treat me right. All these people was mean to me because I'm a girl. They wouldn't give me a chance. So now I'm never going to try to go into that type of business again. I'm not going over there. No. The failure teaches you a lesson. You keep going and you take that lesson you learned and you add it and you go make the cassava leaf the right way. And if you keep doing, who knows, you might turn out to be the best cassava leaf the world has ever seen. Strong people are built through challenges. That's what I'm trying to say. When you fail, you learn and you have an experience and you can use that in your future. So, what are some solutions to the challenges that we face? Well, number one is remember, this is your life. You are living the life that God has given you, no matter how much your mother wants it, your father, your aunties, your friends, your teachers, your government. It doesn't matter how much anybody wants something good for you if you don't want it for yourself. If you're not willing to do it, it's in your hands. And why I use that is because I wanted you, the hands we do stuff with. No one just sits and holds their hands up in the air and just lets them be in the air all day, or by their side and they don't move them and they have the ability to. Hands are used for actions to get things done. Your future is in your hands. What I'm really saying is your future is in your actions, your ability to do things. I want to give you an example. If you are thirsty and you really want something to drink to get rid of the thirst, if I come and I give you a bottle of water that isn't opened, if you sit that bottle of water but you don't actually open it and then take it in, pick it up and drink it, you will still be thirsty. Even though you have exactly what you need right there before you, you will not experience it because you have not taken the actions. So, university is there, college is there, trade business is there, business is there. But if you don't take the time to study, if you don't take the time to learn, if you don't take the time to grow your knowledge, the opportunity to sell people stuff is there. You will not earn the money because you haven't done the work. The opportunity to pass the WASP is there. To go on to university is there. But if you can't pass the exams because you are not picking up the book to study, you will not benefit from the learning that is available in the school. I want you to understand as a teen girl, your future is in your hands. If you will not say no to the boy who is tempting you to do things that are not good for you at this point in your life, you can end up with a belly and ruin your future. Well, you won't ruin it. I don't want to say that, but you will make it harder. Your future is based on your actions. Will you study, be smart, brilliant and go to school? Or will you not study, be brilliant and smart, but never make it to university? Will you have a good business mind, a business idea, but you are not prepared to put the work to growing the farm, to making whatever sewing thing you can do, and then selling it or learning how to count and manage the money? If you don't do those things, the profits will not be in your hand. Start where you are, use what you have. And we talked about that earlier. I really, I'm gonna encourage you this week. What do you have? Ask yourself that. What do you have? What do you have in knowledge? What do you have in ability? What do you have in resources? And then how can you use that to empower yourself? And empower doesn't always mean money. Sometimes it's opportunity. And then once you kind of decide you're going to act, then that's number one. The future is in your hand. You're going to decide you're going to act. And the next step is, okay, now I'm going to look around. What do I have? What can I do? Now you got to go do it. Believe in yourself. Even if everybody else is like, that's a dumb idea. That's stupid. Don't do that. You don't know how to do that. No, don't do that. As long as it's a positive and it's a beneficial, yes. Don't worry what other people think. Remember, I said stop comparing. They're comparing you to other people. You just do it. I'll tell you, when I wanted to come to Sierra Leone, many people, including Sierra Leoneans, told me, no, you don't leave America to go to Sierra Leone. What? Why would you do that? You crazy. I believed in myself and I believed I could be successful. And because I did, you're able to participate in this workshop today. You are able to benefit of the building I have. There's a school I have. I'm able to feed people. I've helped thousands of people because I believed in myself and not listened to what everyone else was saying. And then make choices that your future self will thank you for. That's what I mean. Your future's in your hands. What choices are you making? Is your future self, when it's time to take the risk, going to be confident that you can pass? Is your future self going to be happy? And let's talk about the far future. When you finish SS, is your future self going to be happy because you can get into university, you can take the WAS, you can get into college, you can get into a nursing program, you can speak English enough to get a job somewhere? Is your future, and let's take shorter, is your future self going to be happy because you planted some groundnuts during the planting season? So in just a few months, you will have a harvest that you could sell at a marketplace. If you don't do it now, in just before the end of the year, your future self might not be happy, right? So sometimes our future is years ahead of us, and then sometimes our future self is, you need to study your book now so that you can pass the end of year exams. So you won't be the lowest rank at the end of the year. Your future self will be proud of you when you make the choices that help you to move forward. The world will not change by itself. I want to end with this. Young people like you will change it. I've been living a long time and I'm doing my part, but it's getting to a point, me and any of the other adults in the room, there's getting to a point where we need to sit down and move out the way. And as young people like you will take over the world, um, and keep us going. And so how you make decisions today and what you do today is not only going to change your life, but it will change my life because you will now be the leaders over the communities that I am in. It will change my grandchildren's life because you will be the adults and the role models and the examples for them. So the world will not change by itself. You're changing it. Now, are you living in such a way that you are changing this world for a good place to make it better? Or are you living in such a way that you are changing it to make it worse? Or are you living in such a way that you are changing it any kind of way? You don't even really care. You haven't even thought about it. I want to encourage you as a girl to put your attention to changing the world so the world is better for all people, but really that it's really better for girls who are having a difficult time in this time of the earth. I hope this lesson was good for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to end by thanking our sponsors who helped us to put this program together and who are paying for this and the other workshops. I hope you've had a good time and have enjoyed this. Please feel free to reach out to one of our leaders if you have questions about this material, or if you would like more lessons like this and more programs like this, let the facilitators know, or reach out to me if you're watching this online, and we can arrange even more of these. I hope you've learned something today that reminds you that your voice matters, that you are valuable. Use what you have, start small, don't worry about challenges or comparing yourself, and know that there's value in who you are. You were born to do something great. Thank you.